The Outer Frontier. Book 3. A Hope to a Peace. Chapter 9. Bastion 9. For 23 days, the crews of Bastion 9 had fought without rest. One defensive platform after another had fallen silent. Entire squadrons had disappeared from tactical displays. Supply reserves had reached critical levels. Even Fleet Marshal Jonathan Hayes had begun preparing evacuation protocols. Not because he intended to retreat, because someone had to survive long enough to warn the next line. The tactical display glowed across the command center. Another wave approached, larger than the last. Hayes studied the projections. No expression crossed his face, only quiet concentration. The operations officer finally broke the silence. Estimated time until contact, 32 minutes. Hayes nodded. Very well. He looked around the command deck. Let's make them earn every kilometer. Far beyond the battlefield, space suddenly twisted. A familiar FTL signature appeared. The sensor officer frowned. Marshal. Hayes looked up. What is it? One friendly vessel emerging from faster than light. The image sharpened. Silence filled the bridge. Someone whispered, Horizon. For one heartbeat, hope returned. Then the tactical display expanded automatically. 3 enormous distortions erupted behind the Explorer. Then 6. Then 12. More continued emerging, like fractures spreading across reality itself. The bridge became silent once again. The operations officer swallowed. They brought. He looked again. The entire hunt. Aboard the Horizon, every alarm sounded simultaneously. Hull integrity warnings, shield overloads, engine temperature alerts. The ancient explorer had survived the journey. Now she faced a battlefield she had never been designed to enter. Commander Carter remained calm. Status. Marcus answered first. Engines barely holding. Lyra spoke next. Guardian equations fully verified. Lyra held the data crystal tightly. We only need to reach Bastion. The tactical officer interrupted. They're accelerating. 3 colossal enemy vessels detached from the pursuing formation. Not toward the station, toward the horizon. Marcus looked at Amelia. They know. She nodded. They know exactly what we're carrying. On Bastion 9, Hayes made his decision instantly. All available fleets. Every officer turned toward him. Break formation. The operations chief stared. Marshal. Hayes pointed toward the tiny symbol representing the horizon. Bring her home. Every commander understood. The defensive wall opened. Hundreds of warships abandoned carefully prepared positions. For the first time in centuries, the line itself moved. Not backward, forward. The collision between fleets shook space. Human cruisers, Illyrian battle groups, Valerie defense carriers. Every civilization committed everything still capable of fighting. Not to win, to buy minutes. The horizon plunged directly through the chaos. Explosions illuminated her silver hull. Fragments of destroyed ships drifted past the observation deck. Marcus shouted from engineering. We've lost primary shields. Another explosion. Port engines damaged. The ship lurched violently. Warning lights flooded every corridor. Hayes watched the tactical display. Distance closed. 500 kilometers. 400. 3. Almost there. Then, one of the colossal enemy vessels ignored every defending cruiser, ignored Bastion 9 itself, ignored the battle. It accelerated directly toward the horizon. Marcus looked at the approaching image. "It's willing to lose the battle." Lyra whispered, "As long as we lose the knowledge." The distance collapsed. Weapons locked. The bridge became silent. Everyone understood. There would be no second chance. "Bastion, this is Horizon." Amelia's voice remained astonishingly steady. "Prepare to receive Guardian Archive." The communications officer answered. "We can't maintain synchronization." "Then try." The first transmission failed. The second collapsed. The third lasted only milliseconds. Marcus slammed a fist against a console. "Come on." On Bastion 9, a progress indicator slowly advanced. 3%. 7. 12. Signal degradation. 24. 38. 49. Warning. Synchronization unstable. The enemy vessel closed again. Closer. Closer. Marcus suddenly looked toward Lyra. The camouflage. She understood instantly. It isn't finished. It doesn't need to be. Amelia looked between them. "What are you proposing?" Marcus smiled. "The Guardians hid civilizations." He looked toward the tactical display. "We only need to hide one ship." There was no time for debate. Lyra uploaded the incomplete equations directly into the Horizon's field generators. Every system aboard the ship protested. Power fluctuations cascaded through the hull. Gravity briefly failed. Lights flickered. Reality itself seemed to bend around the vessel. The approaching enemy suddenly stopped. Not physically, purposefully. For the first time, it hesitated. Its weapons powered down. Its trajectory became uncertain. The colossal vessel slowly turned. Searching, it looked directly through the space occupied by the Horizon and continued past her, as though she no longer existed. Silence. Absolute silence. Marcus whispered, "It worked." Lyra shook her head. "Not completely. The effect won't last. But it's enough." The transmission indicator reached 100%. Guardian Archive received. Hayes didn't wait another second. Science Division. The chief researcher looked up. "Marshal." Implemented. Immediately. Across the battlefield, every surviving Allied vessel received a software update, unlike anything in military history. Shield harmonics changed. Sensor arrays synchronized. Field generators began producing the mathematical patterns discovered by the Guardians. One after another, ships disappeared. Not visually, perceptually. The enemy formations hesitated. For the first time, their perfect coordination faltered. Hayes smiled. "Only once. All fleets." He stood. Fire. Thousands of weapons discharged simultaneously. Railguns, particle lances, missile batteries, plasma cannons, weapons that had struck the enemy for 3 centuries with little effect, now found their marks. One colossal vessel shuddered. Then another. The distortions surrounding them collapsed. For the first time in recorded history, an enemy warship broke apart. Then a second. Then a third. Across every tactical display, the impossible became reality. The Devourers were retreating. No cheers erupted immediately. No one moved. No one spoke. Soldiers simply stared at their screens, unable to believe what they were witnessing. After 300 years, the line still stood. Hayes turned toward the panoramic viewport. Beyond it, the battered horizon drifted silently, her silver hull scarred and blackened by battle. She had fired almost no weapons, destroyed no enemy ships, won no glorious duel. She had done something far greater. She had brought home an idea. Later, historians would remember the battle as the first victory, not because it ended the war, but because on that day, the galaxy finally stopped asking, "How do we survive?" and began asking instead, "How do we win?"